Fresh off of an appearance at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, President Trump is set to begin a months-long effort rallying Republican supporters across the country ahead of November's midterms. Up first, a stop in Iowa next week to speak about energy and, importantly, the economy, an area especially important for the president right now, with recent polling showing Americans' confidence is really slipping on that front. NewsNation's Libbey is live at the White House. So, Libbey, the president is getting on the trail for the midterms much sooner this time compared to his first term.
Yeah, Nichole, and President Trump right now is on Air Force One heading back from Switzerland, and the White House does tell us that the president will be back on the road on Tuesday, and he's going to be kicking off that renewed push in Iowa, where he plans to sell his economic record directly to those voters there in that state. And officials say this is really just the beginning here, with the president expected to travel every week leading up to the midterm election. Certainly an ambitious goal that the White House is setting, with these recent stops already logged in key battleground states, including North Carolina, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all states that the White House does view as key ahead of those midterm elections. And this aggressive travel schedule comes 1 year, of course, into President Trump's presidency, as this fresh polling actually suggests that there's this disconnect between the White House messaging here and then voters on the economy and actually how they're feeling. This new New York Times Siena poll shows that a majority of Americans, 51%, say the president's policies have made everyday life less affordable. And that finding, of course, cuts directly against what the administration's core economic message has been throughout the last year. And actually, within the last hour, we've been hearing from the president a lot about this. He claimed that Times Siena poll is always tremendously negative towards him, and says his lawyers have demanded that they keep all the polling records on how they, quote, computed these fake results. That's one message from the president on polling. The next, the president posting, quote, fake and fraudulent polling should be virtually a criminal offense. This was a series of posts from the president, but we know the president previously has also publicly expressed this frustration with his communications team. We had heard him say that they really haven't effectively sold his economic wins and his economic message to voters, and that's why these polls are coming out this way. And now we're seeing this strategy come to life here, where the president will go straight to the voters weekly in this effort to really shape that narrative ahead of the midterm election, specifically on the administration's economic messaging, Nichole.
All right, so Libbey, the president will go straight to the voters weekly. The vice president is also out making an affordability pitch.
Yeah, already today, the vice president, Nichole, delivering this economic message. He was in Toledo, Ohio. And while the president is, of course, overseas in Switzerland, he's on his way back. But Vance leaning into that argument that the economy is recovering actually from this record inflation under the Biden administration, a very familiar message from the Trump administration. Here's the vice president today.
I have a very simple question. Do we, 1 year into this great American recovery, do we want to go back to the failed policies of the Biden-Harris administration? No, we don't. So let's keep doubling down on American prosperity.
So this messaging blitz that we're seeing, it's not just going to stop with the president and the vice president, which is what we've already seen. Cabinet officials, they're also preparing to travel across the country, reinforcing some of those same economic talking points as polls reveal that disconnect that we're seeing between how Americans are feeling and then also what the administration is saying about the economy. So they're trying to bridge that gap there, Nichole.
All right, Libbey Dean, live for us there in D.C. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.